So if you take a look at some of the greatest people who are the best performers at whatever task that they're doing, so you look at professional basketball players, golfers, bowlers, anything in particular like that. It could be someone who's good at making excellent businesses, anything you can particularly think of. There's usually one thing that they're all doing that's the same. They're really focusing in on one thing that they're going to get good at, right? So if you take the best basketball player, they're probably going to be terrible at golf. They're going to be terrible at baseball. They're going to be terrible at tennis, right? They're not going to be good at those type of activities. So one of the biggest traps that I've even fallen into myself in personal development is spreading myself too thin. And so this is really easy to do because there's a lot of things that seem interesting in the personal development field. So you have all sorts of things that you could start getting into. You could start learning more about relationships. You could start learning more about business, finance. There's a whole plethora of stuff. You could start doing spirituality. You could start doing really anything. And so what'll start to happen is you'll start to form habits, and you might find that you're jumping from one thing to another. You're finding something with good results. Maybe you're starting to try psychedelics. Maybe you're just hopping around. You keep doing every little thing. You're going to what sounds like it's going to benefit you the most. And while it is good to maybe dabble around a little bit, the thing is, though, is you're going to get the biggest results by just hopping into one thing that you're willing to learn the most. And so I found that even in business, it has the same principle. So if you're working on 3 different businesses, more than likely, you're not going to have any successful business, right? It takes a lot of time and energy, especially if you're starting a new business. A lot of the time you can imagine you're going to spend 60 to 80 hours a week working on just that one business. And that's going to eat up almost all of your time and energy. So like right now with myself, I am doing these YouTube videos and I have a reselling business. And the reselling business, I've kind of reached a point where it could be fairly passive. I don't have to sit there and work high amounts of hours a week. But if you have a job, you have all this other stuff, maybe you're trying to start a business on top of it, and you're trying to do all these other little things that are just scattering your mind all over the place, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to actually get the wheels spinning on your project. And so it's going to be a huge hindrance not only in your personal development, but maybe in your finances, your personal life. So really take the time to figure out what exactly is going to be the optimal thing for you to do. So maybe you do need to try a few businesses, right? So I've had times where, like in college, right, I tried a whole bunch of different majors. I tried like mechanics. I even did some speech there. I did some English stuff. I did a variety of stuff. I've done like some welding. I've done some metal work. I've done some woodwork. And I definitely figured out that I did not want to continue to do that stuff. So sometimes dabbling can be really helpful. And you probably should have a period of time where you do that, especially if you're a younger guy. Maybe you're about your 20s or early 20s or your late teens. It probably is a good time for you to maybe dabble around in a few things before you decide what you are really going to put all of your time and energy into. Because once you finally find that one thing, I mean, if you want to be like the great basketball player or you want to be anything like that, achieving success like that can take, sometimes 10, 20 years, maybe even 30, 40 years if you really want to become the best in the category that you're working in. So for myself, right now, I'm working on my speaking skills, right? And so if you watch my first video and you watch till right now, I'm starting to get pretty good. But I've also been to 3 Toastmaster sessions, so I've done 3 recent public speaking things that were impromptu. And I'm doing this. And to be fair, I'm pretty exhausted, although it might not seem like this is a ton of work to get out and record these videos and to do these little things. It starts to add up. Like I noticed my habits were kind of starting to fall apart there a little bit. Like I was starting to miss a little bit of things. I've been missing a little bit of reading. I've been missing a little bit of this and that. And it takes up a lot of time and energy. You're doing all this different stuff. And of course, I have to maintain my reselling business. That's what pays the bills. This doesn't make me any money doing these types of videos at the moment. So really figure out what you love to do, figure out your passion, and put all your energy into that one specific thing. And then when it comes down to habits, you're going to have to figure out what is the most beneficial thing. Like, what is the most beneficial personal development thing you could be working on right now? So, and this could be like several years of working on the one thing. So right now, my main thing that I'm looking into is like business and productivity and success. While that's still a little bit split off, that's what I want to do to achieve the most success that I can have right now. So anyways, let me know in the comments below what you guys are doing, and have a great day.